body confident isn't about your shape, your size, skin color, or your history. It's about embracing who we are today and knowing that you are beautiful and that every piece of you is unique. You were born that way and you deserve to be loved and to love yourself that way.
Good afternoon. We are here with Sally Hilton, Truth in the Mirror at Ramona Town Radio. You can get this on RTR, download it onto your phone. You can download it onto your computer. You can watch us live on Facebook or live on Instagram, and we will also be uploading to YouTube. Please go to any one of those social media platforms. Please like us and share with your friends. So it is July 12th, 2017. My name is Denise. I've got Joe next to me, and then right across from me, I can't help but stare at the beautiful Miss Sally Hilton. How are you?
Hello, my darlings. I'm very well. How are you?
Great.
Really? Did you have a fabulous week?
It has been fantastic.
That's it?
Yes.
That's good
How about
to know.
yourself?
It's good to know. Yeah, really good. Really good. Lots of exciting things. I have done some private coaching, which is really exciting. Like, that's my most favourite thing to do. And yeah, we're keeping busy, keeping on it. Tell you what, though, it's been an awful lot of drama on social media, once again, about body shaming.
It never stops, does it?
No.
Never stops.
Like week after week.
I know, it's really
Right?
it's really sad.
So much so that Denise this morning sent me a text message and said, hey, look at this link about a news reporter, right?
Yes.
Right.
So unfortunately what happened, this is a news anchor out of Georgia, and she's fighting back against a body-shaming viewer who said her baby bump made her look disgusting. So Laura Warren of a TV in Augusta was checking her voicemail messages, hoping that she'd hear from a viewer who would give her a tip. Instead, she was greeted by a horrible voicemail about her appearance. This said, please go to Target and buy some decent maternity clothes so you don't walk around looking like you've got a watermelon strapped under your too tight outfits.
What?
Yeah. Goes on to say, Target's got a great line of maternity clothes in case you've never heard of such a thing. You're getting to where you're being disgusting on the TV.
Wow.
Now, she's sitting there thinking, I'm only 20 weeks pregnant.
Right. I'm only getting
little.
bigger at this point, right?
She's going to get bigger.
She doesn't look like she's more than about 5'2".
Yeah, she's tiny.
She has a
She's
really
tiny
small
person.
frame.
Very little.
Right.
Definitely tiny. And it's really, I mean, she was deeply hurt by the viewer's rude words. So, despite her initial sting, she said it was decided to best focus on the positivity she's received throughout her pregnancy.
Nice.
She asked herself, why was I going to let this ridiculous one negative comment ruin my whole day? I've got a dozen compliments from viewers saying nice things about my pregnancy. Why is this the one that has stuck?
Right.
And I'm sure a lot of people out there, same thing.
Right. Well, it's always easier to remember a negative than it is a positive, right?
Right.
And because it reaffirms the negative self-chat that we talk about every week that goes on in the back of our head. So if you are told something that confirms that negative, that makes that negative twice as loud, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas if somebody says something lovely, we're kind of trained and conditioned to be humble about that. And so we kind of don't want to agree with them, which is obscene to me.
Right.
And one of the things that I talk about when I'm coaching is about taking a compliment, that women especially don't take compliments well at all. So, in fact, Denise did it today without even knowing that she did it when I came in. And I said, your dress looks great. And she yeah, thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
I
I
noticed
did that.
Right.
She's
Totally
like,
didn't.
well, yeah.
And so, or what happens is people go into like bargain Tourette's. My mother does this all the time. If you say to my mum, I love that shirt on you, and she'll say, oh, thanks. It's from TJ Maxx, and it was only $29.99. It should have been $79.99. It's Calvin Klein, and it was in the sale, right?
Oh.
Which is lovely, but she deflected the compliment.
Right.
And so people that are narcissistic, like I am, right? If somebody gives me a compliment, I could probably get 5 compliments in my positive self-talk out of 1. So when I say to Mum, you look great in that shirt, or you look great in that dress today, which you do.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. See, that was the pleasant response that we were all looking for. But I actually told you that you looked great, that you knew how to dress yourself today, and that you dressed exceptionally well, that you had excellent taste, and that you were a savvy shopper because apparently you got it on the bargain rack at TK Maxx, right? So actually, I got 4 just off the top of my head there based on one compliment, but it's how you process it in a positive mind or your negative self-chat. The negative self-chat says, oh my God, she's looking at me. She's looking at me, so she must be judging me, so don't look at me. So thanks. Moving on. And that's not real life.
I like the way you turned that around.
You should enjoy those little moments because actually, when you start listening to people, you probably get more of those little moments of joy every day than you even realize. And you could just stand in them for a second and think, oh, do you know what? I really do have my stuff together. And yeah, I really do look great today. And that's a much better place to hit the world at than, oh God, don't look at me. I feel appalling on the inside.
I love the way that you turned that around and you made 4 or 5 great things out of that.
Right.
Because I don't think most of us think that way.
No.
So that when you tell us that we can think that way, I'm going to start thinking that way.
You should.
It didn't occur to me.
Right. But you should do that. That's all right.
Yes.
You don't need anybody's permission to be any more fabulous than you are.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's truth, though, isn't it? Like, that's real life. And incidentally, just getting back to this lady in the news reporter, this red dress that she has on is absolutely amazing. She looks amazing. She looks like she totally has her life together. She's put together. Now, I have not had the privilege of being pregnant, but I know friends that have gone through that process and that I am very close to, and none of them would get out of bed in the morning and put that much effort into looking amazing because, like, she is seriously... especially in that time frame, in that trimester, she's probably not feeling that red hot to be sat behind a desk when she wants to throw up in a trash can every 5 minutes, And she looks amazing. So how rude that one person kind of confirms the negative self-chat that we have going on in our head. And it's not just him. I was reading something this week about Demi Lovato. So... Demi has always been an outspoken advocate for body confidence, and she's actually been battling an eating disorder for many years. And I think that's pretty well publicized because it's been all over social media and all over the news and the TMZ type channels. And she was reported this week of saying that she's feeling better than she's ever felt, but that she still has her down days, and that's just how it is. And so she wanted to give somebody on Tuesday night on Twitter her number one tip for staying positive and staying confident. And she says, sometimes when I'm having a bad body image issue day, I remind myself that I'd rather live in freedom from my eating disorder than worry about what people think about my body. I am more than a number in the size of my jeans.
That's fantastic. Wow. That's a great way to look at it.
100%.
Yeah, and you know what? The thing is she's a gorgeous woman.
Right.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
Right. She's beautiful. And again, I know I mention this continually, but it's because she's one of those people of the light also, right? She projects this positivity from her own footprint. Regardless of what struggle she's going through personally, she still projects this kind of, positive, easygoing, lovable girl next door kind of vibe. And you just can't help but not like her.
Right.
Like, you just want to be her friend. She's like one of those people you want to go for a beer with, But crazy. It's crazy to me that we talk to... I think I talk sometimes from a perspective that I know, which is the plus size side of things. Right. And so I know that because I live it and I have always lived it. But body image is not just about being fat and uncomfortable with yourself. Like Demi Lovato, not so much, right? Struggling eating disorders. It is just as difficult to deal with your body when you're on the other side of the fence,
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so there is such thing as fat shaming, there is such thing as thin shaming, and everything in between. And it doesn't even have to be about your weight at this point, right? Maybe you've got like a little sticky out ear that you're a little bit uncomfortable with.
A little cross-eyed.
Right. Or you've got one eyebrow that's higher than the other, whatever.
Yeah.
They're just nature's little happenstances that make you unique and special. and we lost sight of the fact that our differences are actually something that we should embrace because it makes us special and unique. And then we just started picking on them to tear people down. But
it's sad. I also saw that she made a comment that said, tell yourself you're beautiful daily. Be gentle with yourself. Eat carbs without guilt. And remember that life is too short to worry about what what others think. So I loved that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's a smart girl.
she is. Eat carbs without guilt.
Yeah.
I'm all about that, eh?
Yeah.
What
I
is
did
not
today.
to love about that? I do every day. They're my favorite food group. But good honor. Good honor, I tell you. You know, Ed Sheeran has come off Twitter this
Yeah.
week or last
saw
week.
that.
For bullying.
Yeah. How mean is that? Again,
Awful.
just another one. But in the wake of that, Kelly Clarkson, who I absolutely adore.
Oh, me too.
Like, there is nothing about that woman that I
Amazing.
don't love.
That's what comes to mind. Amazing.
She genuinely is. She's also had to have a little bit of a clapback at cyberbullies. She had some abusive comments this week, one including "you're fat" from one absolutely charming human being.
Ugh.
And it was on her Independence Day tweet that she had put out there thanking the men and women for fighting in our armed forces. So because of her show of patriotism and because she was just amazing and lovely and mal-mannered and beautiful and respectful and loving the country that she's from, somebody said, "You're fat."
Wow.
So
It's
at
not
what
even
point,
related.
right? Well, it's not related. And at what point do you find it okay as a human being to say something like that? Which, okay, again,
know.
she's not asking, "Hey, do you guys think I'm fat?"
Right.
She didn't ask that question.
Right.
She's making a statement saying, "Have a great Independence Day."
Right. Listen, I don't know how you go from "thank you to your service, I'm privileged to be part of this country" to "oh, I'm fat." Like,
Rude.
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
That
Like,
person needs a hobby.
right. Talk about missing the point. But anyway,
That's the guy sitting in the, the recliner, just passing
right, just
judgment
just
on his
sat down
phone.
and
Oh, look. Oh, I don't like her. I'm just going to send that.
right. So rude. Having said that, she did reply with one epic tweet, which I felt shut him down
I
completely.
know.
"You're fat," and she replied with, "and still effing awesome."
That's wonderful.
And
Classic.
I think she actually is. So
She is.
high five her.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right?
And I have more money than you.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm in
they're
my
not
jacuzzi
pathetic.
tub tonight in my salt bath.
Right.
And I have friends.
Yeah.
Who's winning more?
Right.
You're
Right.
a mean person.
So with that said, I feel like we should do like a little bit of a public service announcement about about cyberbullying, because this is an actual thing. This
Right.
is affecting grown-ups, it is affecting celebrities, and it is also affecting the children that we have around us that have grown up in the social media age. So just as like a little conscience prick to those of us who sometimes are a little bit absent-minded about it, we grew up, you two grew up in a generation.
You're age bullying.
You two grew up in a generation where there wasn't as much social media happening, right?
Right.
There
And
was
so-
no social
Yeah.
media.
There was
Unless
like,
you got it
know,
on the playground.
Right?
Right.
Or 2 tin cans.
Right.
Right.
Correct.
Anyway, because of that, I think sometimes, particularly from my generation up, we can kind of get a little bit absent-minded of the fact that that's a thing. And so, if you have teenagers, then just make sure that you have a conversation with them, and we can just have a decent all-round chat about the fact that if something is going on, or they're in an uncomfortable circumstance, or something happens, that you're either monitoring it or that they can come to you and have an open conversation about it so that you can fix it as an adult.
Yeah.
Because, there are a lot of tragedies that happen from cyberbullying. You hear every kind of 6 months that something awful has happened and a child's taken its
Right.
life, whatever. It's a real big thing. It's a big deal. And so just as a something for somebody that doesn't, for a teenager that doesn't have the confidence or the way for all like Kelly Clarkson to just say, "Yep, you're right, and I'm awesome." I just feel like we need to have a little bit of a social conscience around it. So I'm done. That's my piece,
Totally
my sensible
agree.
bit. But
I have to tell you, as a mother of teenagers, though, for those of you who have kids that are younger, before you get them a cell phone, you have to start this. You have to start this as you give them a
Right.
cell phone, because it's a struggle to go back and try and make new rules
Right.
on a cell phone because when we gave it to him, I don't know.
Didn't know. Right.
Right.
But then it's just 2017 house rules, right?
Yes.
You know what, though?
Like you used to have the rule with if you've got a girl and a boy upstairs, you got to keep one foot on the ground.
Yeah, the door open.
Right?
But
and
know
you
what?
can't go upstairs.
Right.
I think a lot of parents, they're afraid to take that cell phone away from them. But
Well-
they can shut that phone off.
You can shut it off, but now I have to go through all my kids, like everything, every app that they
There's,
have.
there's
get passwords
monitoring,
and-
right? There's monitoring. It doesn't have to be about taking it off them because that's how kids
Well,
interact
if they're not
nowadays.
responding or
Sure.
they're messing around.
Sure,
you know.
sure.
Right.
But so anyway, after the break, because I know that we got to listen to a little sing-song right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But after the break, I want to talk about how you're not the wrong size your pants are.
I love
Perfect.
that. And hello. We are back from Ramona Town Radio. Again, I am Denise, and I've got Joe here along with me, and we get to be in the wonderful presence of the Sally Hilton. We're here with Truth in the Mirror. Again, we're recording at Ramona Town Radio. And Sally,
Yes.
we left. We were talking about
Oh,
one
your
of our
pant sizes.
well, we were going to talk about our glam squad.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Tell me about our glam squad.
So our glam squad is in Ramona because, as you may or may not know, alongside Truth in the Mirror radio show,
Yes.
there will be a Truth in the Mirror reality TV show.
What?
I know.
Yes.
Say what?
What?
Yes.
That happens in the fall, so it'll drop around fall time.
Perfect.
But we are now in the process of starting to film, and we have ladies that we are ready to coach and to take through that process. And so we have a glam squad of Linda Hall and her ladies at Bellamia on Main Street in Ramona. And she is absolutely amazing. There is nothing that lady or ladies as a collective cannot do, from eyelash extensions to massages, pampering, facials, makeup, hair, updos, downdos, perming, colouring, like anything that you need, they have it, and they are exceptional at it. And the building is beautiful, their setting is lovely, they have a little boutique in the front of there, so while you're waiting for your appointment, you can have a little shippity shop. Absolutely amazing.
I love their jewelry that they have there.
I do too.
It's fun.
I do too.
Joe, you like that?
They have
Yeah.
they have impeccable taste on every level.
Agreed.
And they are, they're Sally approved.
Perfect.
So
Yeah.
they are our glam squad for Truth in the Mirror, the reality TV show, unlike any other TV show America has seen before.
I love it when you do that.
You know, I'm going to start doing it all the time. I wish my business cards would do that. We need a button on my business card for it to
Yes.
happen.
No kidding.
So, I just wanted to shout them out because they're helping us no end, and we are very appreciative of them, and they are the most beautiful business in Ramona, so they deserved it.
Wonderful. We definitely appreciate them.
So you know what?
What?
You're not the wrong size your pants are.
I love that saying.
It's true though, right?
I do love that
I'm
saying.
happy about this.
Really?
Right.
Okay, good. So, on Facebook presently, although we are live on Facebook, you can also go to our newsfeed and you will see that there is a video that has literally just gone live, which is called exactly that. You're not the wrong size, your pants are. And that's a video of me shopping for one of my personal styling clients who was a size 18. And part of that process is that I go ahead of time before my client gets there, and I make sure that I have pulled outfits that I think are appropriate for them and for the situation that we are pulling for. And then I will make sure to the best of my ability that those measurements fit them so that they don't have a negative experience in the changing room where nothing fits.
I'm taking you shopping with me.
Right.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Right.
It'd be so great. Next week we'll do it.
Okay.
I have to film it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
So,
a show right there in itself.
this lady was an 18 women's. I was in a large department store that I'm a massive fan of that we will talk about later on in the show. I was in the women's section, and I pulled, just to prove to everybody, I pulled 4 different trousers or bottoms, and they were all a size 18, and they were all different. And the difference between the smallest pair at the size 18 and the largest at size 18 was a good couple of inches on the waistband. But if you had have gone for your size on the rack and not compared them, you would have no clue that the smallest size 18 and the largest size 18 had such a difference in size. And you could have tried the biggest pair on and gone, woohoo, I have lost some weight. Like, I'm not a size 18 today.
Those are the ones I want to wear.
Right?
Yeah.
Or 3 pairs back on that rack, you could have just in lottery picked that other 18 up and thought, oh my God, I've put on at least 8 to 12 pounds because these don't fit.
And that should.
Right. And
Well,
it's
is what I
not
would
true.
think.
Absolutely. And it's not true. And so incidentally, part of this video will show you that these 2 of the pairs, the smallest pair and the third pair, were actually the same pair of pants from the same maker, from the same manufacturer, the same size, the same leg, the same everything. They were just a different colour. And they had a good inch difference on the top of the waistband.
That's interesting because I thought you were going to tell me that they were different makers or, different brand. So it's very interesting to hear that it's the same brand.
Right. And so...
cut completely different.
Right. And
Well,
so
guys, Levi's, we have to try on because if it's like a 34, I've tried on 34s or 36s, whatever my waist is at the time, but I've had to try a couple different pairs on, but they're cut different, but it still says the waist size.
100%. 100%. And it's actually how it happens at manufacturer, right? It's because you get to the end of the ream of fabric, or it's how it's been lined up on the machine and how the machine is calibrated. And because they're done en masse, right? So there's always going to be, although they will go through quality control, there's always going to be a couple that get through. And when you think of the amount of jeans that Levi's pumps out a day, even if they're taking 1 out of every 100, they're nowhere near taking a big enough sample for quality of control, really.
Right.
No.
And so I just need you to be mindful of that. Like when you go shopping, if you try something on, the number in the back is completely irrelevant. And there's a couple of things that I kind of wanted to go through with you, and this kind of came up in my coaching also this week, that you need to buy things that fit you, not just because of this number. And I know that you are guilty of this, Denise, because you mentioned it last week.
Yeah. I do. I
Called
know.
out.
Wow.
I'll try it on. If it doesn't fit, I do not dare to try a bigger size. I just go, I'll buy it when I lose weight. I'm going to lose some weight.
Right. And so
I won't buy it.
Can you just talk me through that process for a second about why when you have lost weight, you're worthy of having a new dress, but now in the current size that you feel like you're not worthy of a new dress?
It's not that I'm not worthy. I just look at myself and go, I don't like that. I don't.
So if you think that way, then wouldn't it be nice for you to treat yourself, to feel better, to stand in something that's brand new, that feels lovely, that makes you feel better?
Yes. I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Right.
I do deserve that.
Right.
It's my
In your mind.
I'm just tripping over myself.
I know.
I'm in my own way.
Right. And that's what it is.
And I'm like, how many people out there?
I hear that statement. I will buy it when I lose weight, which makes absolutely no sense to me. But I hear that statement maybe 4 out of 5 times I do styling with somebody.
Yeah.
And you know what? If that number means so much to you in the back of your dress, I mean, you went shopping knowing that you were going to invest money in something, or that you were going, otherwise you wouldn't have gone shopping if you didn't want to buy something new, right?
Yes.
So if it's just about the number in the back of your dress, then let's just cut it out.
Let's get rid of the
like that.
numbers.
It doesn't need to live in.
Take
it doesn't,
scissors with you.
right?
Right.
And
Put them in your
I'm
purse.
going to try them
cut.
all on, and I'm going to cut off the
Right.
tags. And
It
then
does not. That number does not need to live with you in that
You're right.
changing room,
You're
and it does.
right.
That number does not need to go home with you. All that number is telling you, it's giving you a rough benchmark of whether you picked up the right thing at the right time, right? It's a rough benchmark.
Right.
When I go shopping, I take one of the smaller ones, one of the size I think I am, and one of the bigger ones. And if any one of those three is a win, then it comes home with me, regardless of the number.
Oh,
Like-
interesting.
It doesn't matter.
So you just have to. You've changed your
Mindset.
right, and it's just everybody else needs to because.
Right, and it's hard. It is hard, and
Yeah.
it's not an easy thing to undo the negative that we have fed each other for so long. And we do feed it each
Right.
other because Twitter is the right example of that. Kelly Clarkson is the example of that. We feed this negative not just to ourselves, but to each other also. And so we kind of need to start to, once we recognize the behavior, then you can start to reprogram it. See, I genuinely believe the next time you go shopping, because I will be with you, the next time you go shopping and you're in a changing room and something doesn't fit, then you will think twice about whether you ask the lady to get the next size up or not. Or maybe you're just going to take it in with you anyway.
That's a good idea.
Right.
That's a really good idea.
And you know, there's a difference between something that's tight and something that's fitted.
Right.
In a good way and in a very bad way.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Now, I'm all about wearing things that are fitted. It is very rare that you will see me wearing something that is unform-fitting or baggy or leisurely and casual, because I can't do that. And so something somewhere on my body will be fitted. And that's so that you can see the outline or the shape of my body, not regardless of size. It's about seeing the shape of it. So I coach a lot of women that feel like they have to hide themselves. So you see them running around in sweatpants and really big, oversized gentlemen's T-shirts. I know, Denise. I know,
see that.
Denise. And that's real life because they feel like they have to hide underneath these clothes. And actually, they have enough room in these clothes to hide them and their friends. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that the baggier your clothing, the bigger you look. You look like a sack of potatoes
I
because
know.
you have no form.
It's you. I look frumpy. I'll be the first person to admit it. But I also kind of like I don't want to walk in the bathroom and I don't want to see. Oh God, I forgot I had that there. Yes, it's a whole weird thing.
Denise, we need to spend some serious time
know.
together. We need to be
I
new
know.
best friends now. We can't have this
I
be
thought
a
we
thing.
were.
Newer best
Oh.
friends, deeper best friends.
Perfect.
But this cannot be a thing for me. So we will work on it for sure.
Can I say something positive?
Yes, my darling.
Amber
think we're
Garza
beautiful?
on Facebook said, "Now I want to buy a new dress."
Oh, Amber,
Awesome.
go do it.
Yay, positive
Absolutely.
Go do
reinforcement.
it.
It is positive. It just
Go,
changed
Amber.
your perception. That's awesome. Good
Em-
job, Amber.
In fact, Amber, go do it. Take a selfie of yourself.
Send it to us.
And send it to us, yeah. Or crack it on the old Instagram and tag us in on it, because I would be very pleased to see that. That's a really nice
That's
thing.
fantastic. It is.
So go do it and then cut the number out of it. Nobody cares. I don't care what size you are. So they, when we go shopping, I just need you to be aware that that's not a thing. And just in case you don't believe me, because I think it's important for people to see visuals of these things, right? I really just want you to stop by our Facebook newsfeed, just click on the video, just give it 5 minutes of your life, and just see how insane it is that you would stand in a changing room and beat yourself up over the fact that you just picked up the wrong pair of pants.
Right. Because I see that. I see that right now on Facebook on Truth in the Mirror. And I can't wait until I can watch this because I actually didn't watch it. I know you posted it up today, but I'm very interested in watching this because it's intriguing to me how 4 different pant size.
It's crazy. The
Yeah.
difference in them is absolutely ridiculous.
Next time I go into the room, I'm going to have like a big pile of clothes.
Right.
I'm trying all these on.
You should.
I
You
will.
should. I think women try not to take too much into a changing room because of the walk of shame out of the changing room. When you have to take them back and give them to the lady and say, yeah, no, I'm sorry, none of this works.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when I had the boutique, in the changing rooms, I had 3 hangers. One that said yes, one that said no, and one that said maybe.
That's brilliant.
Right.
I love
And
that.
you were allowed to leave your clothes in the changing room, and I would not go in that changing room until you left the shop for me to put things away so that you didn't feel like I shamed you. And why that? I know that that's not a thing because of stock control and because of shoplifting and all of those things in normal large retailers.
Right.
But what I take with me and what I ask women to do when we're coaching and we're styling is that when they take them back, they will say to the lady, these are a no thank you, and these are a yes please. And I don't care, even if you have to walk out because you can't say, if they were all no's, then take 3 things with you and say to the lady, these are no thank yous, and these are yes pleases, even if it's just 3 random things that don't fit. And then just discard them on your way out. You don't have to have that shameful moment with that one lady that's on minimum wage that actually doesn't care.
Right.
Like, she really doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
All she's doing is watching you walk towards her thinking, oh, God, I got to rehanger all that and then put it back out on the shelf. She doesn't care how many things you've tried on.
Right.
It's the little judgy voice in the back of your head. So take 2 things and say these are yes pleases, and then just randomly get rid of them as you walk out of the store. Nobody needs to know that nothing fit you that day. And just because something didn't fit doesn't mean that you're broken. It just
Right.
means that you were shopping in a shop where their body matrix and their sizes and their measurements just didn't happen to work for you and your body.
So true.
Done.
So true.
Done.
You are so right. So with that, I want to remind you guys to please check us out on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Truth in the Mirror. We will be back after this. All right, and we are back live, Ramona Town Radio. Truth in the Mirror with Sally Hilton. I'm Denise. We've got Joe. We are sitting here talking about the wonderful Milagro Winery.
Milagro Winery.
Tell me a little
What
bit
do you-
about this winery.
What do you think about that winery?
What is not to love about that winery?
The sangria.
The sangria, the white wines. I'm a massive white wine fan.
The views,
The views are amazing.
The 102 acres of oak trees.
Right.
the bocce ball court.
Yeah.
Did you play bocce ball? Did you play any of those games that you can actually sit down and play as well?
I played, what's the tower
So
thing
fun.
where you pull the bits
Jenga?
out?
Jenga.
Yeah, I played Jenga with a friend of mine at the weekend there. We had massive amounts of fun.
That's wonderful.
Yes, there is beautiful wedding venue though, right?
yeah.
There's like this beautiful press house where you can have your photographs taken inside and out, and you can have your event in there. They got a cave.
I like the cave.
Oh, they're just amazing. And they're really lovely people. Their service is second to none. Their wine club is exceptional. Trust me, and knows all about it. They're amazing.
You know what else?
What?
You might see us up there filming in 2 or 3 weeks.
True story.
That would be fun.
And
isn't
I'll be in the back drinking,
it? Right.
Yeah.
supervising
Well, that was
y'all.
good.
Yeah. I don't know
Right.
whether we can actually drink on TV. Can we? I think we can. So
we
good
can.
to
There's
know.
no
Yeah,
stipulation
I
about
have
that.
to I have to check that rule, but
I'm,
you know,
I'm excited about it. But
it's a gray area.
That
you know?
venue is an epic backdrop for that, and it is truly beautiful. And like I say, the people are wonderful, and I feel like wonderful people attract wonderful people, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So you're sat in there on a Sunday afternoon, you're having a nice little chill glass of sangria, or you're having a little bit of a drink, and everybody else in there is super cool.
Yes.
Right. But maybe we're setting the tone because we're cool.
I think we are.
I think
They're
we're setting the
definitely
tone
our people.
because
for
we're
sure.
fun.
For sure.
We are fun.
But thank you, Milagro Winery, for being so wonderful with us, for looking after us, and for letting us film on your location, and just for keeping me stocked up in the kitchen with bottles of wine to get
Yeah.
me through from Monday to Friday.
Makes it a happy show.
So I'm just going to give you a little bit of information about Milagro real quick. They are open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 11:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. They do have a tasting room located at 18750 Little Page Road.
Yes.
Which is just kind of between here and,
Like-
we'll say, like Winola.
Right.
Not even 10 minutes.
Like Old Julian Highway.
Yes.
Just near the camels.
The Oasis Camel
And there's like a
Dairy.
beautiful
Yes.
horse ranch there too. So like just on
There's
the corner
Golden
of that.
Eagle, yeah.
It's
beautiful.
absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. So they do have info at milagrowinery.com. You can check them out on Facebook and Instagram as well.
You should. They're life-changing. Genuinely.
Is it Friday yet? Are they open? No, I'm just
Right.
kidding.
Almost. We're almost there.
2 more days.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, we're on the countdown to Milagro
Right.
now.
Yeah, right.
If we could just distract ourselves
Okay.
from wine for a second.
Okay.
Could I, because I want to go through these top 10 plus size retailers with you.
Yeah, that was a task.
The last week we spoke about some negative experiences that I have when I'm doing styling. And then we thought, you know what, it'd be really nice, seeing that I'm a little bit of a fashion insider, to share
Right.
with you where I shop, where I get all of my stuff for all of my ladies, and where you're going to have a pleasurable experience that kind of gets you out of the mindset of dreading the fact that you have to go shopping. So I want to go through those top 10 with you. And
it
if
to
you
us.
are following us on Instagram, as I talk about this live, they will pop up one at a time with one of my favorite picks from their collection and how much it's going to be right now. So you will be able to see the picture on Instagram whilst we're talking about it. But I kind of wanted to go through some shopping tips, because I'm not just going to give you retailers that are on Main Street or in a mall. Some of these are going to be online retailers.
Okay.
And this is the future of shopping, like particularly I feel for our plus size community, but all round. And these kind of rules go for everybody. So first of all, if you are looking at a sizable amount of money to drop on one piece of clothing, I want you to not think about the price on the tag. I want you to think about SPW, spend per wear. So
Okay.
I have a couple of really investment piece dresses from a company called Stop Staring that I absolutely adore. And they are my go-to for everything. You know, when you put some clothes on and it's like that one dress and you put it on, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, whether you're having a hormonal day, whether you're feeling a bit bloated, whether you're feeling like you're having a day where your hair's not doing its right thing or your lipstick hasn't gone on straight. You put this dress on and it makes you feel special. You walk a little bit taller, you feel more confident. Like you have to have a favorite like shirt or
I
a
do.
lucky pair of pants.
I have a go-to shirt for different occasions.
Right.
Pants, same thing.
Right.
Shoes.
And so it's that one outfit that makes you feel super special. Now, these dresses run probably between about $300 and $500.
Ah!
I know.
Wow.
Ouch.
Having said that, I wear them for everything. I wear them for dates. I wear them for coaching. I wear them for speaking. I wear them for publicity shots. I wear them for filming. I wear them for anything, right?
Wow.
Even if I'm just having a down day and I feel like my inner glamorous is not coming out right now, then I will put that on because it will make me feel special. And so I worked it out that this year alone, I have worn on events or occasions where I could actually think of, I've worn that dress about 15 times. And so that's $20 a shot.
That's a great way to look at it. I would have never thought I'm in that budget of, I'm
Right.
not paying that much money. And yeah, I mean,
Right.
that's great.
And it's a considerable, I understand that money is a considerable amount to drop, but that dress will be with me for as long as I am this
Right.
size.
20,
Right.
Right. It-
20 per wear?
Right.
Wow.
And so that is something to account for when you are buying something that is classic, that it is timeless. I mean, my mother has black evening dresses that have been in her closet from me being like knee height. And I remember that this one particular fancy dress that she had when I was knee height. We went to an event together. And she still has that in her closet now, and it has never dated because it's just one of those timeless things. And in its day, it was probably a lot of money. But she can still put it on a Saturday night, and it will look legit.
That is fantastic.
Right.
She got her SPW on
Yes,
that
she
one.
did.
That
Yes,
is
she did.
wonderful.
Right. So that is a thing. Also, accessories. Now, I believe that you can wear the cheapest dress, the cheapest pair of jeans, the cheapest top, inexpensive. Cheap is a bad word. Inexpensive.
Yes.
But if you wear quality leather, a quality leather bag, a quality pair of shoes, and some nice jewelry, get your lippy on, get your hair done, whatever is in between the bag and the shoes, people automatically think that that's expensive.
Got it.
it's like mixing jewelry, right? You
That
can,
makes sense.
if you wear one significant piece of jewelry, like your wedding ring and your engagement ring, and that's real, and you knock about in that all day and it's a sizable diamond, as soon as you put a little bit of diamond ink on the other hand when you go out on a Thursday night, everybody thinks that's legit and real because they know that you have a diamond. You only have to have one and then just mix it with all of the other stuff, you know? So mixing and matching.
Like it.
Dry cleaning, if you have clothes that are investment worthy, they need to be dry cleaned because you've got to have respect for them.
Oh, man.
I could just see her. Is this wash and wear?
Listen, they will last longer. Even if it's wash and wear, they will last longer and they'll be more of an investment for you if you look after them like your firstborn. Do it.
If
I don't
everybody
look
could
after
see,
my firstborn.
if everybody can see the expression on Denise's face, it's priceless.
And when you are shopping online, every online realtor, every online retailer worth their weight in gold will have their measurements for their sizes listed on their website. So if you are buying online, you're just going to have a deep breath moment and use a tape measure. Take your measurements to make sure that it's going to fit. It's just a number. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see your tape measure, Denise. You don't have to pull the face. Nobody's going to see it. But it's good that you work out whether something fits you before you pay in postage and handling, right?
I agree, because I'm looking at this dress here on stopstaringclothing.com.
They're lovely, right?
And I like it. And it's only $124.
Oh, let's get 3!
Whoa!
Now,
Get the charge card out.
I
like
want to
it.
tell you one more thing before I move on to these retailers.
Okay.
This is, do not be afraid of a bold color or a print, especially if you are not confident. Because what happens is, in our negative self-chat, if I wear bright canary yellow, they're going to see me. Right. But actually what they're going to see is bright canary yellow. They ain't going to see you.
Right.
So it's a camouflage technique. And what happens is you size blind or body blind people with your fashion. And so people will come up to you and say, or talk about you and say, hey, do you remember that girl that was in the yellow jacket? Not, hey, do you remember that girl that was a size 24? She had red hair and she was English.
Right.
It's the girl in the yellow jacket, right?
Right.
So don't be afraid of it. Be as confident with your print as you should be with yourself.
I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that.
100%.
I saw a dress a couple weeks ago. My boyfriend's like, oh, you should get that one. And I said, are you kidding me? It's too bright. And it's got all these it's bright. I liked it, but I thought, oh God, I wouldn't wear that. Now I want to go back and get it.
Right. It's a thing. So
I
don't
do.
be frightened of it.
I want to go get it.
So anyway, my top 10 plus size retailers. Are you ready?
We are ready.
I am
So ready.
so ready. But I want to come back after that real quick.
Sure.
Can we come back to after that? Colors. Maybe next week we could talk about power and colors, what colors to wear in certain situations that you would recommend.
Yes.
Can we do that next week?
Yeah, there is
something
such
to look
thing.
forward to for next week.
There is such thing as colorology, so we can do that.
That would be fun.
We will do that.
I want to know why Joe knows these things and I don't.
Google.
Google. Just Google. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
Okay.
So can we track now?
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
Top 10
You're-
retailers. I love it. I'm going to write these down.
Okay, listen. Number 1.
Yes. Go.
My all-time favorite, number 1 on my spot, is Forever 21. I spoke
like
about
them.
them last week, right? But I love them. They're inclusive of fashion sizes. I love the fact, so in my squad of women, I am the largest. The thinnest is probably about a size 0. And we always have a themed party. It's my birthday next week. We have a themed party where we have to wear fashion within a theme, right?
Cool.
What happens for that is that I struggle. Size 0 makes it happen, can just magically appear.
Right.
I got to spend 5 months planning it before it happens, okay? But at Forever 21, I saw a couple of weeks ago that they had these T-shirts that said squad on them. And they went from a size 0 right up to a 3X. So it doesn't matter who was in your squad, you could all wear these T-shirts.
Cool.
I think that's absolutely amazing. So even though within the store we are segregated within the plus size section,
Right.
which is life, they do it in a really tasteful way. And it's inclusive. So, Janet can go and get hers and I can go and get mine, and we're all in the same club. They're great at merchandising. They're great at making you feel special.
Agreed.
They're great at putting all of the blingy, smelly, lovely handbags, shoes,
Everything.
and bling all around you. I just love them. It's a pleasurable shopping experience. On Instagram, I have posted for you my top pick from Forever 21 at the minute, which is a $68 dress, which I think you could wear as a wedding dress.
Wow.
True story. Who spends $68 on a wedding dress? I reckon you could do that.
That's
Right,
When-
Denise has tuned out and is now completely just surfing
no.
Instagram.
I'm going on Instagram, but I'm surprised. So when you first said $68, I'm thinking to myself, I didn't know anything in that shop costs $68 because most everything is
Yes.
really, really reasonably priced.
Absolutely.
And but then making it say, or having you say, it could be a wedding dress.
100%. It is absolutely beautiful.
That's a great price.
And I tell you what, I've seen it in real life too, right? Sometimes online stuff and the way that they photograph things can be really flattering. I've seen it in real life. I've felt it. I've touched it. I've checked its seams because that's the thing. It is legit. So there you go. Number 2 is SWAC Design. Now, they're based up in LA. SWAC stands for Sealed with a Kiss. They're based up in LA. When I had the boutique, they were my number 1 supplier.
Oh, awesome.
Because they are absolutely amazing at what they do. They're very generously cut. So actually, if you're looking at their size matrix, you probably want to go down a size with them.
So it makes you feel really good.
Right.
You're like, oh my gosh.
Right. They're exceptionally good at staple pieces. So, for instance, they have these cami tops that they say are one size, and I swear to you, they are one size. I have had Janet, my size 0 friend, in one, and I have had some of my clients that are a size 36 in one, and they don't shift. They are amazing. They wash fantastically. They are amazing staple pieces.
That's great.
Absolutely. So my top pick from them at the minute is an enchanted top, which I think is really cool for like a nice little summer casual number. It's got a good sleeve for some coverage. It has a lovely tuck under the boob, which kind of, for the apple-shaped ladies, is really great because it kind of skims over the bits that we might want to conceal slightly. Super flattering, $29.99. You cannot go wrong. And actually, I think if you do it this weekend, you're on free postage and packaging.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, number 3. Are you ready?
I
I
am.
like how you say it.
Lane Bryant.
Oh.
Now, this is a really big thing that they would be number 3 on my list, because actually when I first moved over from England, this was one of the first shops that I went shopping in, and I was devastated by the experience. I didn't feel like it was a pleasurable shopping experience. However, over the past 5 years, it's immense. The change that they have had in their product line, in the quality of their line, and in the fashion forwardness of it, it's absolutely amazing. So if you have not been to check them out because you have had that negative experience that I once had, you really need to go and revisit them because they've had a complete overhaul and they deserve a complete high five for this.
That's great.
Yeah. Their intimates, so knickers and bras, their intimates are amazing.
Oh.
And they're really good quality. And they're super sexy too. Like, all too often, I think when you get into a plus size underwear mission, everything starts to get a little bit ugly looking. But these are super sexy.
Yeah.
And they are amazing at active wear. And that is a really big plus for me because it's very difficult to find plus size clothing for active wear and for stuff to wear to the gym because we're not meant to do that, supposedly, right?
Oh,
But it's
no.
the truth, right? Like, they don't make it for us because we're not meant to do it when actually we're the people that probably do need it. So they have some really cool fashion-forward mesh leggings. They run at $51.93 because they're in the sale at the minute. However, I understand that seems like a ridiculous amount for a pair of leggings. They're good quality, and they will last you forever. And they're a good kind of gym-wearing, breathable. They're a technical fabric. They're not just clothes. It's a fabric that's going to work with you, that's meant for the gym and for sweat and for all of your bootylicious bits. Now,
I learned a new word.
bootylicious
Bootylicious
bits.
That's a phrase.
Didn't know that.
That's a phrase, not a word.
Number 4, is also in LA because I am very passionate about, listen, if we live in this country, then we should invest in this country and we should be supporting manufacturers within this country, right?
Right.
Agreed.
And so this is another one that's based up in LA, and she's called Zelly for She. I swear, if there is a woman I want to be when I grow up, it is this designer.
Can you like say that again or spell it?
Zelly for She. So Z if you're English. ZELIE for FOR, she as in female.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We'll post these later too.
They're on Instagram right now.
Right.
She's
Are
already
they
got
live?
him. She's quick.
So,
Right on.
the thing that I love about Zelly is that each and every one of these pieces feels like they have been held and made personally by the designer. There's something about it. Their attention to detail is amazing. They're only on a limited range. So if you are not on form and you're not subscribed and you don't get the lookbook for her, then good luck in getting this season's dress because it ain't happening for
Really?
you, right?
Wow.
So she will only make so many at a time, but they are very affordable. And I love the fact that you don't see people walking down the street in them every day.
Yes,
Right?
good point.
When you buy one of her pieces,
It's limited.
right.
It's
And
limited.
it's a very special thing for me. And I know that I'm a geek when it comes to fabric and textiles and fashion, but they are like owning little pieces of art that you have to have respect for. So on Instagram, we have selected the Stardust dress, which actually retails at $119 and it's in the sale. But it's just beautiful. It's a dusky pink. It's a beautiful length. I know that the quality of it is going to be amazing. The attention to detail on the cuffs, it has like a little frill going on the cuff, which is incredibly feminine. She's very clever and very wise in some of the silhouettes that she develops for a plus size lady, because everything kind of scutches over all of the bits that, you know, we don't necessarily want clinginess on.
Right.
She's amazing.
That's great.
I can't say enough about her. So then we have Lindy Bop. So for the ladies that know me and know my boutique and know my work, Lindy Bop is an English manufacturer of vintage style clothing that I initially found in England, and I imported them over to little old Ramona, and kind of had my own little launch of them here.
That's great.
Oh.
I know.
Wow.
And they're absolutely beautiful. But since the boutique and since me doing that, they have had a massive welcome within the US. And they're also now rolling out into large department stores in the UK.
Wow.
So the prices of their dresses have come down significantly. Scarily. Like, I can buy a dress now at retail that I couldn't buy at wholesale.
Wow.
So if you are into vintage wiggle dresses, particularly this dress that I have shown you is an Ophelia dress, it's $31. I couldn't even have bought it for that back in the day, and they are absolutely beautiful. They're all hand cut, they're all handmade in England, and I love them. Can't say enough about it. And they have petticoats and everything that go with them. It's like full on pin-up girl stuff.
I love that.
adorable.
But do I
Nice.
have to wear a
No way. You don't have to do that. It's all built in.
Oh god.
You're so good. No sucking in,
Oh,
no
yeah.
spanks.
Good. I don't like this.
It's all built in. Next, on Facebook right now, there is another video which is my review of good American jeans and the Khloe Kardashian jeans. I have only ever owned in my life 2 pairs of jeans in 34 years.
Are you kidding?
I swear
2
not.
pairs of jeans ever? Mm-hmm. Wow.
I don't like them. I think they're uncomfortable. I don't understand how they just like chop you off in the middle of your tummy.
Yeah.
The flies never stay up. The button digs in. They're too tight when you put them on. Then they get too slack later on in the day. Like, there is nothing about that works out for me. However, what I have learned from this is if you pay good money for good quality denim, then it works for you. And genuinely, Khloe Kardashian and the good American jeans in the good leg for me, which is a good skinny leg and a high waist, works phenomenally for me. And I genuinely would never buy another type of pair of jeans other than these good American jeans.
That's great
I'm a
information.
complete convert. And the full review of them is on Facebook right now. My pick for that on Instagram is $179, and they're a black distress pair, and they're the pair that I own and that I love. And they're amazing. You say what you like about Khloe Kardashian and the Kardashians, but they make some good jeans. Number 7 is Macy's. So Macy's I love because their plus size concessions are like a plethora of different designers. So you can have everybody from Calvin Klein to Ralph Lauren, but then they also have their own celebrity collaborations, and they have their own plus size line too. So you know Melissa McCarthy, the plus size movie star?
Yeah.
She has a collaboration in there. There's some really good stuff, and it will cover every age range. So regardless of whether you're 15 and you're looking for something to wear, or whether you are 75, you're going to find something in Macy's that works for you and works for your body and your body type. I am a massive fan of Calvin Klein and the plus size Calvin Klein line because it's classic, it's simple, they're streamlined, they never date, and they are everything that Calvin Klein pumps out, I think, is timeless and dateless. And so I have shared with you on Instagram a $71 embroidered Calvin Klein top that is in the sale. And I would hazard a guess, because I'm a little know-it-all, that if you left that 2 or 3 weeks, I reckon you'd be paying about $30 for it. So I'd just leave it a couple of weeks and just keep stalking it online.
Good point.
Number 8 is Torrid.
Oh.
Right. See, I know what this O means, because I have the O.
I've never actually been in there. So, but I mean, I know what store you're talking about, but I've never actually walked in there.
Is that a mall store?
It is.
Yes.
Now, not everybody is going to love a bit of Torrid. I can probably count on one hand the amount of clothes that I own from Torrid. But I tell you what, they're great at: intimates.
Really?
Bras and knickers for days. Sleepwear, amazing. Little fun, like little Valentine's numbers. If you felt like you were going to get a little cheeky, then that's a winner for you. For me personally, Torrid is a little bit too edgy and a little bit too funky for me. Like it's a little bit too rocker chick, and that's not where I'm at all, considering that I've only ever owned 2 pairs of jeans in my life. Right? I'm not about that studded black leather thing. Right? You're not going to find me on the back of a Harley. But
You might. You never know.
But their intimates are absolutely amazing. I have shared with you on Instagram this will shock Joe, a $44.90 bra.
Wow.
Which is absolutely adorable in some beautiful on-trend colors. Like, I feel that they take fashion into their intimate collection, which is amazing. But yeah, women pay $50 for a bra, Joe. Just saying.
Not this one.
Yeah.
I'm over at Kmart looking for them for. It was $9.99. Now it's $6.99.
So can I tell you something? The most important piece of clothing that you will ever wear in your life is your foundation clothing.
I know.
If you don't have a bra that fits correctly, then everything that you put over the top of that bra ain't going to fit correctly.
I agree.
Wow.
I agree.
So, all right, I get stop staring dresses are ridiculous amounts of money. So let's knock those back, but let's just spend 50 quid on a bra for you just once. Just one time. And then...
I did buy one from Victoria's Secret like a year ago.
Oh, I wish I could do that. They're not about fat people, but I wish I could do that. I'd love to be an angel.
Yeah, I bought one I broke down and bought one.
Can I just say, for somebody that is just spent half of this show saying that you have body image issues and kind of letting the cat out of the bag with that, if you can say that you shop in Victoria's Secret, that's a win, mate.
Okay.
Yeah. That's not too bad, I'm thinking.
Stop. Hold on for a second. Let's take a little bit of a rewind.
Right.
I only purchased a bra there because I have children who think that's where everybody shops because apparently all their friends do. So I actually went in there, and the only reason I bought one is because she bought one, and it was like 2 for like $40 or 2 for $50 or something.
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna at least get one this time.
Right.
So no, this is not my normal thing. I do not normally shop there.
Do you feel more special in that over your Kmart ones? Do you put it on and think, yes?
Well, you probably also don't want to know that I'm the person who keeps a bra for like 6 years. Any of the underwires have broken out.
Moving on to
Moving
number
on,
9.
number nine.
Don't ask me those questions. I got my BWP out of it, though.
Oh my
Yes, you
God.
did. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Okay, now, retailer number 9 in the plus size community that I absolutely adore is ModCloth. They're an online community, and they're like the cool online blogger type go-to. They have one-off unique pieces, and I kind of feel like you have to have a bit of restraint with them because you can overdo it with them. I want you to go find one piece that you really love and then mix it with your everyday stuff so that you don't turn out to be a crazy and look like you've just walked off a Doctor Who set, right? But some of them... some of those pieces are individual and unique and lovely, and so you should totally get on board with it. They're pretty generous with their sizes, but I do want you to check your body matrix with them and your body measurements with them because things change from size to size with them. I just shared a navy blazer on Instagram, which I think is like totally universal. It's funky, but you could wear it as a classic something to the office. It's kind of preppy. You could casual it up. It's amazing. It was $69.99. Pretty sure that's going to go in the sale also, so just keep your eye on it. And then number 10 is my secret guilty pleasure. So I have a friend in England that gets that has a couple of glasses of wine on a Friday night, and then a couple of weeks later gets an Amazon order of light bulbs that he doesn't ever remember ordering. Right? Number 10 is my thing. So Friday night, I sit with a glass of wine, I trawl it, and then a couple of weeks later, I'm like, oh, this is a really nice blue dress. Where did this one come from? Wow. Assos Curve. In England, we call it Assos Curve. I believe that Americans call it ASOS. So whether you're Assos or ASOS, but it is ASOS Curve. They do straight sizing and plus sizing, but the Curve obviously is the plus size range. They're mostly online. They actually have some other retailers that plug into them as well, which are amazing. I had a shoulder pad dress from them that was the most amazing black maxi dress. It was one of those things that you would wear that felt really like I was on it every time I wore it. It was my lucky dress for a Saturday night out. Ooh. I wore it to the office. Like I wore it all the time. And it went to dress graveyard, and I was devastated at the day that it went because I had worn it and worn it and worn it and worn it and worn it. If you go through my personal Facebook page, you must see it about 100 times over the course of 2 years, right? But I loved it.
So why does it go to dress graveyard? Like it's just like got a hole in it?
Yeah, it's just time. Like it loses its shape or,
Yeah.
So it was time for it to go, but I still hold a very special place for it in my heart, like one of my loved ones. They have a wonderful graphic T-shirt on their website at the minute that says "Body Beautiful" on it.
Oh,
I
like that.
It was only $19, and so I felt like in the spirit of the show, I wanted to share that one with you. But I just want to like doubly confirm the fact that they are so much more than graphic T-shirts. There is nothing that you cannot buy on there, from denim to dresses to bridesmaids dresses.
Oh, wow!
Everything is on Assos Curve, and they're exceptional at what they do. And then I have one more mention that I didn't put in the top 10 because I didn't know how to say it out loud.
Oh, go ahead.
Ross.
Oh, I like Ross.
Ross.
I actually like Ross.
Shop dress for less, or whatever it is, right?
Dress for less, right?
Yeah. I love Ross, but you got to pick through.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it.
And you never know what you're going to get.
Sometimes you
like
come
a
out
box
with
of
some
chocolate.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes you come up with some great things at great prices.
Right. And what I like doing there, because you have to pick through, if you have one excellent win one day and you find a designer brand, or you just look at the label in the back of the something that you bought, and then go online and find that person, because sometimes they're brands that we don't know about, or they're imported brands from Europe. Find the label in the back of the dress that you bought from Ross, and then Google it, and then find the suppliers from it.
Oh, good advice.
Tips.
Like it.
I got some tips.
I like it.
So that does me on my top 10. So revisit them if you wish. My top 10 picks on Instagram at Truth in the Mirror, and also the 2 videos, including the Khloe Kardashian review of her Good American Jeans, on Facebook at Truth in the Mirror there too, right?
It is.
Awesome.
All right. So it is a little after 8 o'clock. We thank you for joining us on Instagram Live, Facebook Live. Check out our YouTube, like Sally said. And thank you for joining us here at Ramona Town Radio. Sally, we love having you.
Thank you. I love being here every week, right?
A good shout out to Bellamia again and to Milagro Winery. You guys have a wonderful night.
Good night, all.
Stay fabulous.
Legs don't work like they used to before.